Hello students, welcome to the channel. Today we will discuss about the third chapter in physics, which is acids, bases and salts. This is one of the easy scoring chapter where you can score very good marks with very less effort. So I mean to say you need to practice the equations. First focus on the equations in this chapter. What are the different reactions with acid, what are the different reactions with bases, with the different types of metals, and then carbonates, bicarbonates, and then the neutralization reaction. These are the different important topics. So let us start discussing about the important aspects of this chapter, acids, bases and salts. Okay, so first important topic is reaction of acids and bases with metals. So whenever you are reading any equation or any of these reactions, first try to practice the chemical reaction. Try to see what are the reactants and what are the products. Do not go into the reading of the theoretical text of that particular experiment. My advice is first study the reaction. For example, reaction of acids and bases with metals. The first reaction of acid with metal zinc. So the reaction is 2HCl. So hydrochloric acid reacts with zinc to give zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So the reactants here are hydrochloric acid and zinc, and the products are zinc chloride and hydrogen. So hydrogen is the gas that is evolved here. So first read the reaction. So here the reactants are hydrochloric acid and zinc. Products are ZnCl2 and H2. So the gas evolved here is hydrogen. So in our exam, in the main exam, the question will not be direct. They will not ask what is the reaction of acid with metals. What they will ask is write the materials required for the liberation of hydrogen gas. So you need to remember that liberation of hydrogen gas is done when acid is reacting with metal. Okay. So similarly, reaction of base with metal. So here we are taking NaOH, sodium hydroxide, reacting with the zinc metal to give sodium zinc oxide and hydrogen gas. So here also hydrogen gas is evolved. So this is one of the first important reaction where we are discussing about the reaction with metals. So the next important reaction is reaction of acids with carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. So always students remember, carbonate means CO3. So carbon dioxide is CO2, carbonate is CO3. So don't get confused between carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. Most of the students are doing this mistake. Metal hydrogen carbonate means HCO3, which is hydrogen carbonate. Carbonate means only CO3. So let us see the reaction. So here sodium carbonate Na2CO3 react with hydrochloric acid to give NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. So here there are two other byproducts. One is water and the second one is carbon dioxide gas. So this is liberated here. So similarly, metal hydrogen carbonate, sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with HCl to give NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. So the products are same for both the reactions, it is almost same, but here the difference is with the carbonates and this is the metal hydrogen carbonate. So here you need to carefully study. So whenever you are studying the reaction for this, first practice the reactions, practice the chemical equation, and then after that you can write the entire answer by seeing that particular chemical reaction. So the next reaction, students, is neutralization reaction, which neutralizes the behavior of acids and bases. So here it's a very simple reaction. Acid react with base to give salt and water. Okay. So the acid in this chapter, most of the cases we take HCl, hydrochloric acid, and the base we take it as sodium hydroxide. This is the standard acid and base that we consider during the chemical reactions. So NaCl and H2O, these are the products. NaCl is also called as common salt, and H2O, as you know, it is the water byproduct. So in the exam, if they ask indirectly, write the materials required for generation or for the creation of common salt. That means you need to understand that they have asked the neutralization reaction, and then you need to write accordingly the reaction with acid with base. So the next reaction, students, is acid with metal oxides. So oxide is O, dioxide is O2, trioxide is O3. So he is asking about metal oxides, okay, not dioxide and trioxide. So here if you see, CuO is called as copper oxide. So this is the reactant. So reaction of acid here is HCl, hydrochloric acid, and metal oxide is copper oxide. So HCl reacts with CuO to give cupric chloride and H2O. Okay, these are the products. Okay, so first practice, write all these reactions in a practice book, practice the reactions, and then once you practice the reactions, you can write the answers accordingly. So students, once you have practiced all the equations, now it is very easy for you to write the 4 marks question. So always keep side headings whenever you are writing an essay answer, and these are the side headings. Okay, aim. This is given in the question, the reaction of acid with metal or carbonates or bicarbonates. Or if the question is asked, the experiment to show the hydrogen gas that is liberated, okay, during this experiment. Okay, so the next one is the materials required. Okay, what are the materials required, and then the diagram, and then the procedure and equation. Always give priority to write the diagram, and there is a technique that you can use the same diagram for most of the reactions, because just the reactants and the products will change. And then always give a box representation to the diagram and write the parts outside, and then also draw a box to the reaction. Okay, and then the conclusion is similar to the aim, that based on the above experiment we are concluding that the hydrogen gas is liberated. So in this way, whatever the reactions or most of the topics within the acids and bases can be covered. Almost I think around 70% of the chapter you can easily cover if you practice the reaction, and then if you write in this particular format. Okay students, after reading about the equations and the materials required for each of these equations, there are other important topics also in acids and bases which we can expect in our board exam. So one of the most frequently asked question is pH scale. Okay, so they will ask indirectly like about the tooth decay and what is the behavior of the acids and bases for different readings in the pH scale. So read about the definition of pH scale, what is the scale number that is for acids and bases and salts. Okay, you can go through that, which is we can expect in a 2 marks question. And then one of the very important topics is to discuss about the uses of bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda and plaster of Paris. So most of the model papers, previous papers, if you see, they are asking the uses. So students, remember, if they ask the uses for 4 marks question, always write at least 6 uses. Okay, if they ask for 2 marks question, write at least 4 points. So let us see about the bleaching powder. Okay, remember the chemical formula. So bleaching powder chemical formula is CaOCl2. The reaction is CaOH twice reacts with chlorine to give CaOCl2 plus H2O. And then baking soda, the chemical formula is NaHCO3, and then washing soda Na2CO3 10H2O, and then plaster of Paris CaSO4 half H2O. So just remember the chemical formula of these 4 different topics, and then read there are some generic uses across these 4 different topics. Okay, so most of them, bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda is used to remove the dirt, is used as a detergent. So you can remember those points which you can write for all these 3 different topics. Okay, so it's very easy to remember the uses. Just to go through the previous papers to get these points or refer the textbook and read about the uses. Okay, and then the plaster of Paris, which we will be using in most of our day-to-day life. So this completes the important topics of acids, bases and salts. So the first part we have studied about the equations, and then we have studied about the materials required and the experiment. And then after that we have studied about the pH scale, how pH scale is useful and what are the different readings in the pH scale. Then we are reading about the bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda and plaster of Paris. So these are the topics in the 3rd chapter. By reading these topics you can easily score very good marks, because one main answer we can expect from acids, bases and salt, which is related to the experiment, equations and then the materials required, and another short answer we can expect through these topics, washing soda, plaster of Paris and these topics. Okay, so this is about 3rd chapter, students. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and comment to my channel, and I will try to create more videos for these exam preparations for the upcoming chapters.